How's it going, guys? And welcome back to the channel. So, Arrowhead CEO Palstead has been busy over on Twitter once again because a certain practice that's going on in the game right now has been brought to his attention once again. And he's now asking players for their feedback and commenting on posts saying, what can we do to resolve this? So we're going to go over that in this video, and I'm going to give my feedback on how I think we could solve this issue. So yesterday over on Twitter, someone posted this. I've been removed from matches due to using a single stratagem or particular weapon the host doesn't like. People will kick for the tiniest reason. And then Palstead done a repost and said, this is so shitty, also very hard to solve. We have some ideas but no conclusion. You know what? Let's try this. Hive Mind, do you have a design suggestion for how to improve this experience? And then someone did reply to him with a video as proof as well by saying, I would like to know the host's name when I was kicked, or even a false reason, like kick, then a toggle for team kill or other. Here, I'm 99% sure it's because I picked up the samples and you didn't know it was shared. Underneath that, Palstead said, agree, I feel your pain and annoyance over this. Now, unfortunately, we know stuff like this is going to happen and it is going on in the game. And I've actually even been kicked once myself. Now, this was for, wait for it, putting my turret down on extraction and the host walking in front of it and getting killed. So therefore, I got booted just before extraction. I ain't going to lose my shit over it because I'm just like, yeah, whatever, you're a dickhead. But at the end of the day, it does happen. It's not good practice and it's something this community doesn't need at all. We all need to support other players as much as possible. Whilst I fully understand high-end players want a hardcore experience and they fully deserve that, kicking players halfway through missions is just plain shitty. At the end of the day, everyone's playing time is their own. No one has the right to dictate how other people play the game. So if someone is short on time and they are quite high level and they just want to get in and out, they then have the right to play with players on their level with the same goals. But I'm not so sure because I haven't looked at this. I know you have chat in the game, especially on PC. I'm not sure about PS5, but as you're waiting on the ship, I haven't actually seen if you do have a chat box, but there is no harm in putting something in the chat box saying, guys, can we run these stratagems if you want to be a bit more linear with how you want to play the mission? And if someone doesn't comply, then you can boot them then. You don't need to literally wait for them to come near extraction or halfway through the game. Before I go on to my main solution, what Arrowhead could do is guarantee you a certain percentage of materials picked up. So I don't know, 25% materials, 50% materials, something like that. So if you do get kicked, it's not a total lost cause. You do still gain something out of it. I'm not sure if that would be something that's easy to implement, but it's an idea nonetheless. One way we can resolve this though is to have commendations like there is in another game I play, Destiny 2. Now, this was implemented and honestly, it's a great way of making sure the guys you play with are helpful, fun, and generally not arseholes. So we have our score with different commendations for a certain activity or playlist. And although there isn't any negative commendations you can give, if someone hasn't got that many and they play a lot, you might think, right, this player does not have the required score I like, so I don't really want to match with them. And then you can just back out and move along. And the fun commendations are pretty good to go for as well. And Arrowhead could even set certain goals for commendations like cosmetics or shaders, which will entice players even more. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I don't know. It's just something they could try and do in the future. But then there's another thing that Bungie implemented, and they've done it recently. This is Fireteam Finder. Now, this took forever for them to release, as this was something we was asking for as a community for quite some time. And I have to say, it's been spot on. I've had no issues with this whatsoever. You can use it for any activity in the game, and it comes with a lot of options for you to choose from. Whether you want to help players, have a chill time, learn, or even sweat it out in the hardcore playlists, the choices are there. If you create a fire team with the tags hello friends, complete challenges, experience requested, and need certain stratagems, and someone joins that is inexperienced or doesn't have what you need, that is fair game to just kick them before it even starts. Or if you want to join one, you can even look to see if anyone is looking to help new players or wants experience with certain stratagems or wants a quick run. You can do that as well. It gives us so many choices. There's also a Destiny 2 app that you can use which has a Fireteam Finder in it as well, but I'm not sure if that's something Arrowhead would want to do, but the options are still there. Look, I'm just an armchair dev, so I can only imagine this would be really difficult to implement and very time consuming, but it's a great way to give players a lot of control over who they play with and how they want to play. Because at the end of the day, I've seen things like, let's do team voting for kicking, but the problem is with that, you are going to get lots of trolls, and it's not fair to have the responsibility of the actual host taken away. You just can't do that, because I think that opens up more avenues for players or people just teaming up and then just booting people, because unfortunately you do get trolls in these types of games. That is just how it goes. And that's why I'm saying going down the commendations route or the Fireteam Finder route, especially with commendations, because I think that would be a bit easier to implement maybe. Fireteam Finder is a whole new thing. It took Bungie years to put that in. And Bungie are a big-ass company, so I can only imagine what a small company like Arrowhead would have to deal with in trying to get something like that out. But with commendations, if you don't like the look of someone, they can even put negative commendations in the game. There's nothing stopping them doing that. Bungie just didn't want to put any negative stuff in there because they're a really inclusive company. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but there's also nothing wrong with letting people know that that person is an absolute dickhead that keeps kicking people. So Arrowhead could go down that route, and if you see that they've got a certain percentage of kicking players, then you know just to back out and again just move along and try and find someone that is more welcoming. I would also like to add though that Arrowhead could never have expected this amount of attention around their game due to the first installment. That first game didn't reach anywhere near the peak players that this game's had, and they're probably thinking on their feet a lot of the time, which is why they're gauging players' opinions. I do think these requested changes and more locked-in changes to the game are coming, but these things do take time, unfortunately, and especially for a company the size of Arrowhead. For now, though, I hope as a community we can keep being positive and friendly towards the game and each other. There is a Discord LFG over on the official Helldivers Discord channel, so if you are having bad luck matchmaking, go over there and just see if that helps. It's generally friendly over there because it is modded as well, and it is very active over there as well. But guys, that is the end of the video. If you've enjoyed it in any way, please hit the like button because it helps the channel and the video out massively. And if you haven't already or you're new here, please hit that subscribe button for more Helldivers 2 content. But as always, take care and I'll see you on the next video, guys.